Hi guys, good morning. Just had a few emails about the first assignment, which just happens to be due today, July 7th. So keep an eye on that calendar of yours. So I thought I'd quickly go over it. All right, so first assignment, I will post a quick set of instructions and some hints under the newsfeed, so keep checking the newsfeed. All right, let me just go down to the first assignment. So our first assignment, due July 7th. It's Unit 1, Activity 2, Assignment 1, Comparing Planetary Data. So I'm going to open the assignment. So open link in new tab. All right, so here's the first assignment. Now, on the newsfeed, I kind of give you some possible relationships to explore. Explore mean temperature as a function of distance from the sun. You can explore length of day as a function of the planet's rotation period. Gravity as a function of mass. Look at the data. So you're going to look at this planetary data right here. So I just clicked on that link right there. So you're going to look at the planetary data, and what you're looking for is essentially relationships. So you're looking for a correlation. So one number goes up, another number goes up. One number goes up, another number goes down because of it. Now, one of the easiest ones to do is gravity. Now, gravity relates to really mass and diameter of a planet. So I'm going to do gravity and mass. And the reason I'm doing that, I noticed that, well, Jupiter has the largest mass, also has the strongest gravity. And I noticed that Pluto has the, let's go to look at the moon and Pluto. So you look at Pluto and the moon, both very small masses, and both have very weak gravity. Now, you'll notice that it's not a perfect relationship. For example, if you look at Saturn, Saturn only has a gravity of 9, which is less than Earth. And even though their bodies are very, very different, and that's because one is a rocky planet, and the other is a gas giant. So this relationship's not going to be perfect. What we're looking for is a trend. So you're going to go to onlinecharttools.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my chart tools on this side. All right, so you're going to go to onlinecharttools.com. Again, you can use Microsoft Excel if you want, which means you're going to be familiar with graphing data. For those of you that are not, or might not have access to Microsoft, Online Chart Tools is a great tool. So I'm going to create a scatter plot. All right, let it load. All right, I'm going to keep my data handy. Let me go here. So the first page, I've already kind of plotted in my data so you don't have to wait for me. So I got a scatter plot. I'm not going to change the background color. Legend, that's your legend. You want it top, bottom, left, right. Top, you can always go back and change it. Grid background, I'm going to leave blank right now. I'm going to leave everything as is. All right, I'm going to hit next. Okay, I put my graph title in. So because I'm doing the relationship between mass and gravity, so the relationship between the celestial bodies, mass and gravity. I'm going to put mass on my x-axis, put gravity on my y-axis. Why? Because, well, mass is influencing gravity. Right? More mass means more gravity. Less mass generally means less gravity. Source, typically when you're doing a graphing assignment, especially when you get to university, you have to source your data, you have to attribute to where you got it. On the actual website, there's no original source, so I have no idea where they got this data from. So I'm just going to put assignment 1. You guys don't really have to worry about the source. I'm not going to be picky on that. All right, I'm more worried about you guys constructing the graphs. All right, now, data sets. Make sure you have 10 items selected. Why do I have 10 items selected? Well, there's 10 celestial bodies. Mercury's 1, Venus, Earth, Moon, all the way to Pluto. That's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So 10 items because there's 10 celestial bodies. So we're going to have 10 data sets. All right, now what I've done is here are your data sets. All right, so here are your data sets. So 0.1. My x value is the mass of Mercury. My y value is the gravity of Mercury. All right, so 0.330, the mass on my x-axis, 3.7, gravity is going to be my y-axis data value, and those two are going to get plotted. All right, so I did that for all my data sets. You go to my last data, you notice Pluto, number 10, mass 0.0125, right there, gravity 0.6, gravity 0.6. All right, so I have all that plotted in. Now, one last thing, on your x-axis and y-axis, notice I included my units, so make sure you include units. That's really, really important. All right? So mass, 10 to the 24 kilograms per second squared. So my x and y-axis are labeled, the units are included. Now, one last thing to show you, if you click here for design options, right, you can do things like change, for example, a point shape. If you want no shape, a square, a circle, a diamond. I always like circles, that's kind of standard. You can change the size of your points. I'm going to leave it at 10. You can do your point color. You can do orange. I'm going to leave this all standard, let you play with it. All right, all I'm going to do is hit next now. Ask me now for fonts. All right, the rest is all standardly included. So I'm going to max it so you guys can take a look. So there's my data. So as you notice, there's my x-axis with my units. There's my source, which said assignment 1. So I'm probably going to go back and eliminate the source. There's my title. And there's my other title on my y-axis with the units. Now, one thing really, really important to include, so I'm going to have to include, so I'm going to go back. It's not on this page, so I'm going to go back one more. So I'm going to get rid of the source. So let's see, where is that? Source assignment 1. I'm going to get rid of that. Now, typically, probably, if you really wanted to put a source, you'd reference the school board and the course material. Right? So if you want to know how to reference course material, look up APA referencing course material, and you put the name of the course, and you put your source data there. So what I'm going to do is I want to include a trend line. So I'm going to go on, again, so remember this little click here for design options. Make sure that's open. And right here you see trend line, and I'm going to click yes. Let's go to next, next. And there's my trend line. So the trend line, and let me just minimize this a little bit. All right, so there's my trend line. Now what you're noticing is generally the trend showing you that as mass increases, so as mass goes up, so does gravity. All right, so there's your first graph showing a general relationship. So make sure to include the trend line.